Geeks, what is poppin'? We're here with MAFEX, Medicom Toys, the Invisible Iron Man, and this says comic book version. I don't remember the proton cannon from the comic books. I could be wrong, but I'm getting old, memory's fuzzy. But I do know it from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Because man, when I was in college, we played that thing to death. I think we almost blew up my, my Dreamcast. I love how this box is like a comic book come to life. That black border around it really makes it pop off. Pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and dig them out. And the top of the box. Don't know why you would need this barcode because it's not a domestic product. Ooh, the inside of the box has a cartoon. What does that say in there? The weapon he stole from me is the answer. What was the question though? It comes with nice black and white instructions how to change out the faceplate. And it comes with instructions for the stand and how he holds the photon cannon. Ooh, does a lot there. I have to pull that back out. Alright, we have got Iron Man. We've got Tony Stark. We got an alternate faceplate. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 hands, 6 sets. An extra set of feet. Are those? Oh, the roller skates. I forgot about those. Some jet boot effects, some blast effects. Then you have Tony Stark's visor from when he's working in the lab. And you got the proton cannon. Woo, let's get this thing open. Oh yeah, flight stand on the back. Don't throw it away. All right, first of the hands. We got a lot of hands. So he's got these open, looks like repulsive blast hands. Then he's got his flying hands. He's got some grabbing hands. Then he's got his holding grasp hands. Then he's got these hands with 2 pegs on them for the blast effects. Bread squeezing hands, looks like. Then he's also got his boot blast effects. He's got his roller skates. And then he's got his repulsive blast. And we have his alternate head, his lab visor, and the alternate faceplate. Then we've got the star of the show, the proton frickin' cannon. And we can't forget about Shellhead. While I've got him here in his old school armor, let's take a moment to bask in all of his early 1970s glory. Keith Lee. Earlier I said that this was his laboratory visor. I don't know where I got that from or where I saw it, but I'm dead wrong. When you're changing out his faceplate to the one that has the, what I call the beetle, little knobs at the top that overlap, you actually see his eyes and you see the flesh tone behind the mask. And you take this off, the eyes are there. Now for the other faceplate, you have to pop these eyes out. Now, I couldn't get these out. I tried my nails, I tried with a little screwdriver. I actually had to bite the 2 sides and take it out with my teeth. Then you replace those eyes with this black piece here. Thank goodness I don't need my teeth to put it back in. I hope. There you go. And then you put the alternate plate. And oh, I'm wrong again. I thought the difference was, Iron Man had a faceplate that where these 2 ridges kind of came up in points. I thought that's what it was, but it's not. These are virtually the same. One has the nose, this one, and one doesn't. I'm making all kinds of mistakes here. Then you stick it on here. And now you don't see his eyes. It's all black. And you can keep this on behind either one of those masks. Swap it out. Black. Actually, I think I prefer it where you can see the eyes. Checking out the old school head sculpt for Tony Stark. I actually prefer the Marvel Legends version that came out recently with the 20th anniversary one. I don't have that handy. You know I had that flood. But here's a picture up here on the left. Yeah, I like that head a lot better. So I don't have a lot of experience with MAFEX figures. I own a few, but I haven't opened most of them. I've only opened Dark Knight Returns, Batman and Robin. And I opened my Gambit, but I never finished the review. And I had another one, but I can't remember. But anyway, what I found now in handling my fourth or fifth one, I guess you can always expect kind of loosey-goosey joints. They're not very tight. I thought it was just the first couple of figures I opened, but it seems like this is normal. Now, I'm not a big fan of loosey-goosey joints because I feel like over time they're going to get loosier and goosier, but I guess they do it to lend to the incredible flexibility you get. So he's standard. If you're used to MAFEX figures and how loose they are, he fits the bill. When I was trying to get him to stand up to hold that proton cannon, his body was just kind of slumping all over under the weight. And by the way, he is not holding that by himself. You need those stands and you need to tighten them with screwdrivers to get it to hold up. It took me like 10 minutes just to get that shot. Now the paint job on here is really nice. Hopefully you can see on camera, there's some dark shading here. And then you can see there's some dark fill in there for some shadows in the line of his pants. One thing I don't like is battery packs, no shading. So it's kind of a bright red compared to the rest of it because all this has like black mixed in. So it kind of stands out and looks kind of funny. But going down to the boots, paint job is great. He really shines, looks like metal. One thing I don't like on the back, that big Marvel stamp there. I mean, it's hidden when he's standing straight up, but you move a little bit, it shows. They could have put that at the bottom of the foot or something. Speaking of the bottom of the feet, you see he's got these little white pegs here. There is an extra stem on the blast off effects that go here that kind of line up right there to hold it in place. All right, so looking at his head, he gives us a smooth and full 360. Now the neck stem does move, but you also get a little bit of tilt. It's just hard to maneuver it without moving the neck stem. So I'm gonna try. There's your tilt left. There's your tilt right. Now if we add the stem to it, see it goes much further both ways. Look down his slight. Looking up. Arms go yay high. I would expect him to go a little bit higher. He has some butterfly joints in there, but I guess not. Wingspan adequate, gets even with his back. All your range is going forward. See how the armor extends out of his back? That's their version of butterfly joints. See, it goes back inside. It's kind of interesting. I do like that his chest opening right here, or his unibeam, it's actually, it looks plastic, but kind of like glass. You can see through it there. Double jointed pinless elbows, but they don't give you great range. It's just a little bit tighter than 90 degrees. .360 at that shoulder joint. 360 at the bicep. Nothing going on the wrist area. Nothing going on the forearm area. 360 at the wrist. Now the wrist peg can do a full 360, so you can get vertical or horizontal bends for both hands. You can get vertical or horizontal bends for both hands. Voila. Upper torso rocker and a waist swivel give you huge range, so you can definitely lean with it. He can most certainly rock with it. And there's no doubt he can roll all night long. Abdominal rocker also crunches forward a little bit. Then you can add the waist into it. And that waist gives it a real willy way back. Bend over is not too bad. Split range is not bad, but he does have drop down hips, so we might be able to get a little bit more out of him. And there's the depth of his drop hip. Drop hips help a little bit more with the Rob Van Damage. Double jointed pinless knees. Not getting a whole lot of good range there. Iron Man Dancer. Iron Man Prancer. Iron Prancer. Kind of an Iron Dancer, but maybe not. He doesn't have a thigh cut. He doesn't have a calf swivel. You can get his feet to go in all directions. Toes articulate up, but not down. His shoulder hinges also move up and down. I didn't catch that before. Give you a little extra range there. 1/12 scale, huh? We'll see about that. He comes in at right about 6.5 inches, maybe a centimeter less. There he is next to the 20th anniversary Legends Iron Man and the AI Iron Man from the Shang-Chi wave. And you can see he's about the same size. He's a little bit smaller, he's more svelte, but the abs here line up a little bit better, so maybe this is a better comparison body. As you can see, he's not that far off. Now his paint job's a little bit better, he's a little bit shinier, but looking at it from a little distance, you really couldn't tell he wasn't a Marvel Legend. I know for sure that I've seen enough. I'm ready to render my verdict.
Yo! Getting all the fans entertained. Listen! Running in the game. Listen!
Ooh, where do I start? Alright, first off, it's a nice figure. He looks really good. He'll be a great addition to your collection. I'm disappointed though. He's not what I was expecting, especially for the price point. I thought he was going to blow any Marvel Legends comic-based Iron Man out of the water, and he did not. Loosey-goosey joints, surprisingly limited articulation. I thought I was going to get a lot more out of him. He's got drop hip, he's got those hinged shoulders that go up and down, but he doesn't get a lot of range. You don't get good range of the elbows, you don't get good range of the knees. You can't get his arms farther back than this for a punch, even though he has their version of butterfly joints. The paint job's good. He just does not stand out from the Marvel Legends. You saw when I put them next to each other, it wasn't like, whoa, this is a huge difference. And for the price point, you should be saying that. Even though the proton cannon is included, it doesn't add an extra $50. So this was an expensive figure. Here's my thing. If you like MAFEX, you like Solid Iron Man, get it. But if you feel like you have to get him because he's a definitive Iron Man and he's just better than anything in your Marvel Legends collection, don't feel pressed. I wouldn't spend the money if I was you. He's not that much better. And actually, I think that 20th anniversary Iron Man, if you put a spray finish on him, there's this spray you can get from Home Depot that'll kind of put a coating on him, but you gotta know what you're doing, so look it up on YouTube. To make him a little bit shinier, he beats him hands down. You've got thigh cuts, you've got better mobility. So again, like I said, I don't dislike this figure, I just don't think it's worth the price, even with the proton cannon. Now, I don't have the Marvel Legends version of the Iron Man with the proton cannon. I've seen pictures online. I don't think it looks as good as this from what I've seen online, but I don't think it's such a big difference that you would want to pass up on that one and get this one, unless you got the money to burn. If you're on a budget, take my word for it, I don't think you're missing out on too much. All right, well, let me know what you think. And again, don't get me wrong, I think it looks good. I mean, look at this picture, it's a great pose. But I just don't think it's worth the scratch over the best Marvel Legends comic-based Iron Man. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Talk to me in the comments, let me know what you think. Did I save you some scratch? Did I convince you you're gonna get it anyway? And like I said, if you get it, it's not a bad purchase, but just don't feel pressed. All right, keep the conversation going. Make sure you're checking out the shorts I'm putting up. Share the link to this channel or video with another plastic loving friend. Till next time, geek out of here.